So welcome to the 40th Annual Hall of Fame Gala. It's an exciting year for us for so many reasons. But before we get into the night, I'd like to first thank Greg Rusevich, our chairperson this year. There you go. Greg has been an incredible champion and leader leading us to tonight. And I won't spoil the surprise, but I can tell you this will be one of the highest performing Hall of Fames we've ever had. And so Greg, thank you for that leadership. I'd also like to thank our presenting sponsor, Oscar J. Tolan's Charitable Trust, who's represented here tonight by Lisa Romano. They also have been great friends to Jay over the years. We thank you for that continued support. And I won't talk long because I always love the fact that tonight we get to showcase some of the great work that we do through our students. But before we do that, I want to again congratulate our laureates. It's an exciting night. As I mentioned before, this is our 40th class. And I had mentioned at our reception a couple of weeks back that tonight, at least for me, we realized a full circle moment with this event. Back in 1984, we honored a gentleman by the name of Alden McDonald. Here tonight, 40 years later, we'll be celebrating Liberty Bank as our Business of the Year. There you go. And I think that paints a perfect picture for what this event is about and what it represents as it relates to our mission. Many folks in this room have been involved with Jay for a long time, but for those who have not, we're an organization that's been committed to teaching young people, K to 12, the basics of entrepreneurship, work readiness, and financial literacy. I'm excited to share that now we've expanded that mission to go beyond K-12, and we'll be working with young adults to the age of 25. And you're going to hear from a young man who possibly will become one of those young adults and possibly will become a future Hall of Fame laureate. And I think you'll be impressed once you hear from him. And the last thing I'll say about our work is in our almost 70-year history, we've never reached as many students as we're going to reach this year. This year, we're going to reach about 40,000 students. That's about 12,000 more students than we reached last school year. Thank you, guys. And that's thanks to the work of our staff, our board, and every person in this room that supports the mission of JA to empower young people to live choice-filled lives. And so, without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage who I'm going to call a future Hall of Fame laureate, a sophomore, and keep that in mind, a sophomore from Archbishop Shaw High School, Bakari Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. In the past, entrepreneurship has never, ever crossed my mind. I had my heart set on becoming a surgeon, and that was the end of it. But when ninth grade me picked classes, there were no medical-based classes, so I had no choice but to opt for entrepreneurship. I learned a good bit, but yet I was still so uninterested. At the end of the semester, in late November or early December, we were to submit our ideas to Junior Achievement for a project grade. I normally go above and beyond for project grades, and that's what I did. I submitted my idea to Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge and shoved it in the back of my mind, forgetting about it completely. Until I received an email on December 8th saying, "Congratulations, your team has been chosen for the Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge class of 2024. I was exhilarated, but deep down, I was also horrified. I felt as if I had no concept of entrepreneurship. Fast forward to the first session, I felt as if everyone around me was competition, but that's everything but the truth. Every single person in there was kind and welcoming and truly wanted everyone and their ideas to sprout into something bigger. As I attended more sessions, I began to love the idea of entrepreneurship. I realized why I didn't care for entrepreneurship at first. It's because I didn't have a high enough understanding of it to enjoy it. Junior Achievement not only opened my eyes to the importance of entrepreneurship, but it taught me how to be an entrepreneur myself. So instead of saying students should go for free food or solely for the experience, Junior Achievement is way bigger than that. I walked in with little knowledge of entrepreneurship, and I walked out feeling as if I could run markets. I learned that MVP doesn't always mean most valuable player. I learned all different types of markets, but in all seriousness, I left with the family, people who supported me and comforted me when I felt like I did my worst, people who did nothing but bring each other up and truly care for each other's ideas. And in that, I learned what being truly supportive was. No matter what kind of day I had, Junior Achievement always brightened it up, and to me, that means more than any knowledge I gained. I can genuinely say all teenagers all over New Orleans, no matter what their background is, should attend Junior Achievement because it teaches teens now all around growth. This year, over 39,000 students in our area will have had Junior Achievement at their schools. People like you make this possible. Every dollar that we will raise tonight will go towards helping to inspire the next generation through programs like Trust Your Crazy Idea Challenge. Giving is easy. You can do it on your phone right now. Text JA 2024 to 50155. Again, you can text Junior Achievement 2024 to 50155. And with your help, more students like me can start planning for their future. And one day, we'll all be sitting in your chairs supporting the next generation of Junior Achievement kids. Thank you.
All right, guys, there's a couple of things we learned from Bakari, right? One, every kid in the world should have Junior Achievement. Two, giving to Junior Achievement is easy. Well, it's gone now. But text to that number, you can support Junior Achievement tonight. Thank you, Bakari. You were an inspiration the entire time we worked with you. I'm excited you got to share your story with everyone here tonight. And for everyone else in the room, enjoy your dinner, and the rest of our program will begin shortly with our MC, Greg Rusevich.
Beautiful. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're just listening to fantastic music. Now you have to listen to me. I'm really sorry about that. It was much better when you were listening to them. Great job, guys. Really enjoyed it. Great job. Thank you all very much for being here. Enjoy the remainder of your dinner. We wanted to get the show on the road. There's some great, great people to honor tonight. I want to first start by thanking Larry. Thank you very much for your comments, Larry. Really appreciate it. It's been great working with you. Great leader, great job. You've got a great team with you, and really an honor to work with you. So beautiful job for a long time. Thank you, Larry Washington. Thank you very much. Bakari, that was amazing, and you show what Junior Achievement, delivers. So it was great listening to you because you're an example of what, our resources that we give to Junior Achievement go to. It's people like you, and we're grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bakari. This is the 40th anniversary of this event, 40 years. It's been going strong, and thanks to our sponsors and our laureates, and the Junior Achieve Board and the A-Team that is the staff at Junior Achievement. We wanted to make Roger Ogden very happy because he kept pushing me on this and pushing me. And tonight is the most financially successful event that we've had at this event in the last several decades. Thanks to all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Knocked it out of the park. Thanks to each of you. Now, I'd also want to recognize and thank all the sponsors that made it possible and to support the gala this evening. A special thanks certainly goes to the Hyatt Regency New Orleans for hosting and supporting the gala tonight. Our title sponsor, the Oscar J. Thomas Charitable Trust. Amazing generosity. Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you all. Thank you to the Oscar Thomas Trust. Thank you. And also our laureate sponsors, LCMC Health and Ricars Construction LLC. Thank you all for being laureate sponsors. Thank you. And in addition, we had a whole bunch of chairman table sponsors that supported Lynn Burkhart, Gail and Tom Benson Foundation, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Hammock, Hyatt Regency New Orleans, Jones Walker, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, Liberty Bank and Trust, Link Restaurant Group, LSU Foundation, Ogden Development, Curtis Pellerin, People's Health, Phelps Dunbar, goes on and on. Rusevich Foundation, The Advocate, Burger Company, and the Hellas Foundation. Thank you all very much for that support. Thank you. Great sponsors. Thank you. Thank you. You know, our region, I think many of us say this regularly, our region has the most generous, most impactful, most resilient, and most engaged business and civic community in the country, bar none. And the type of support that is given to this event and so many others demonstrates that, and the type of engagement that this business council showed, that the business community, that too, but the business community and the civic community show throughout the region is just phenomenal. So thank all of you for that. I also want to thank this year's selection committee. We had a great committee that really rolled up the sleeves, worked hard, selected an incredible class of laureates. So if you are in attendance and on the selection committee, please stand when I call your name. Chad Berg. Chad, I saw you earlier. I know you're here. Chad Berg, there you are. Thank you, Chad. Fantastic. Ronnie Burns. I know Ronnie's here, too. Ronnie and Vanessa Claiborne. I know Vanessa's here. Pat Denishow. I know Pat's at our table. Pat. And Jimmy Dunn. David Gallo. Saw David come in earlier. Michael Hecht, busy working on the Super Bowl. So Michael Hecht also, and Curtis Pellerin. So anyway, that was a fantastic selection committee. Let's give them a round of applause. Great job. And I'd also like to thank the JA staff that's here tonight, the Junior Achievement staff, and the board members who work so hard to make this event and make all the events at Junior Achievement and all the incredible impact with those 40,000 students that it impacts possible. Will you all stand, both the staff of Junior Achievement that's here tonight and the board members? Please stand. Okay, now let's really get to the business at hand. We're here to honor 8 outstanding and distinguished business people and to celebrate the special way which their remarkable contributions have made our community better, to honor those who have given their best and have successful junior achievement established the Hall of Fame 40 years ago. And as you know, success in business requires leadership and motivation and courage, persistence, resiliency, entrepreneurship. It demands the best the person has to offer. And each year, Junior Achievement recognizes excellence in business leadership, adding new names to the roles of the stellar honorees from the past. The 2024 honorees are truly an outstanding group of individuals. They demonstrate the very best the community has to offer: business excellence, courageous thinking and actions, successful performance, entrepreneurship, and community impact, and hard work at its very best. Each of you 8, are incredible leaders in our community that we're so grateful for. Your life stories, as we watch them and as we read them, are truly incredible and make us all proud. So thank you very much for being here and for accepting the honor. Now I want to take a look at those who we are honoring tonight. And to begin our awards presentation, we're really excited to announce our Business of the Year Award, presented in honor of Mr. Oscar J. Tomas. Now, let me open up the envelope to see who gets it. Our Business of the Year Award. I know there's a lot of tension over this, but our Business of the Year Award goes, of course, to Liberty Bank and Trust. Congratulations. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Lisa Romano, trustee of the Oscar J. Tomas Charitable Trust, to tell us more about the award and our phenomenal Business of the Year, Liberty. Lisa?
I'd like to tell you a little bit about Oscar Tomas. He was born on July 20th, 1920, in New Orleans to Charles and Cecile Tomas. Oscar graduated from Tulane in 1941 and Tulane Law School in 1943. He was a member of the Louisiana Bar Association for 70 years. After graduating from law school, he enlisted in the Navy and served during World War II. After he was honorably discharged, he practiced law for several years before becoming interested in developing real estate. At one point, his family owned real estate from Metairie Road to the lake and from Causeway to near Bonneville Boulevard. The Tomas Tract, which is on Veterans, where Trader Joe's is located, which you might know. Cecile Subdivision in that same area is named after his mother. You may also have heard or have been to Oscar's Bar, which is also on Metairie Road. Oscar's office was located just right down the street from there. That bar was named after Oscar. He was married to Marjorie Skinner for 50 years until her death. They had no children. Oscar passed away on December 2nd, 2013. In his last will and testament, he formed the Oscar J. Thomas Charitable Trust and left all of his estate to the trust. Our mission is to help other tax-exempt organizations with their mission of helping others. We donate to organizations like Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans. We all know the wonderful work they do for students in our community. Oscar also valued honesty and integrity in his business relations, which brings us to the Business of the Year, Liberty Bank and Trust. In 1972, Liberty Bank and Trust Company was chartered in New Orleans with a focus on service, integrity, and a sincere interest in community and business development. Over 5 decades later, Liberty Bank and Trust has over $1 billion in assets and branches in 11 states, making it one of the largest African American-owned financial institutions in the United States. Liberty Bank's growth has been the result of acquisitions, fruitful partnerships, aggressive marketing, strong management, staff productivity, and the trust it enjoys in the community. It all adds up to an efficient, well-capitalized institution that is perfectly positioned to continue fast-paced growth in both profits and assets. Liberty's mission is to provide cost-effective delivery of high-quality, innovative, customer-driven financial products and services to diverse markets with a focus on disadvantaged minority communities who have traditionally been underserved. Concurrent with the bank's mission, Liberty strives to maintain the company's status as a catalyst for economic and community development while generating fair returns to shareholders and being an excellent corporate citizen. Let's hear more from Todd and Alden. Please play the video.
I was 29 years old at the time and had only really been in banking for about 7 years. Back in the early 70s, most of the people in the African American community borrowed money from finance companies and didn't have access to bank loans, didn't have access to home loans. The mission of the bank was to provide financial services to fill that gap. And so today they call it the wealth gap. But the gap has been in existence for a long time, and that was our mission. We did a lot of things to build a community because we feel that any business should work to grow the community. So we basically zeroed in on a number of serious areas of the community. It was education, healthcare, and housing. We took over a public school, create innovation within the school system. Turned out to be something that benefited the entire community. The mission of the bank, it was very important for us not only to provide financial services to the community, loans to businesses, loans to individuals at fair interest rates. And we've been very, very much involved in healthcare because there's a lot of disparity in healthcare. We're the largest African American owned bank in the country, here based in New Orleans. So we're very proud of the institution, what it's meant to the community, and the legacy. And 50 years passed a year or so ago, and we're very proud to have Todd to sort of move into the ranks of president.
In looking forward for Liberty Bank, we're just trying to expand our impact. And so right now we're in 11 different states, and but we still do lending and we have deposit customers across the country. My dad and Dr. Francis have definitely built a very large platform. We are the only black-owned bank to cross over $1 billion in assets in the history of banking. And so we're looking to do over $100 million in those types of loans. And that's going to be instrumental in allowing businesses that are typically underserved or lack access to capital have those funds so that they can continue to build their companies. When companies build and grow, they employ more people. Those individuals buy homes. That increases the real estate tax rolls. So it's a win-win for everyone.
And when you take a look at junior achievement, what it does, the mission of junior achievement, it's the same principle. And what we've done, we've taken that mission of junior achievement and we've placed it in reality to show how you grow the economy, how it's good for the economy, how it's good for the community, how it's good for people to improve the quality of life.
You know, our partnership with JP Morgan and Citibank and Wells Fargo and Bank of America, all of these different institutions provide support to us so that we have best-in-class technology to offer our clients.
So when Todd talked about his role as expanding the mission, expanding the legacy, expanding on what we do, it's coming from a whole different angle.
The Detroit project, they said on stage, we're not good at lending in urban communities. So we were introduced to Liberty Bank, who is very much an expert in lending to urban communities.
We saw access to building things in the community that perhaps it's not the right fit for us. And we do it from a business model. We do it where it benefits everyone.
So definitely want to thank the board and the team at Liberty Bank. You know, we could not do these things without the team that we have. So we're very proud of our team.
The team has produced 45 years of profitability out of 50. We couldn't have done that without team. We couldn't have done that with the leadership from the board. Couldn't have done that without the leadership of Norman Francis, who got all of this stuff started. So the legacy of this business is to continue. It's to continue what we do in the community. It's to continue giving back. It's not just about banking. That's why we're proud of this institution. That's what Liberty Bank is all about.
Alden and Todd, please join me on stage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. They told me 2 minutes, and I prepared everything for 15, but I will only take 3. I would like to, first of all, thank Junior Achievement for this recognition. It's been a long time in the business, and when I think back, people like Greg and others who we've partnered with in this community, our growth, our success could not have been done without everyone pitching in. I'll give you a little legacy. Jimmy Coleman Sr. is the person who gave me an opportunity to get into the banking business. I was the first African American hired in the banking business in the state of Louisiana. Jimmy Coleman Sr. was a big supporter of junior achievement. So when you look at the purpose of junior achievement, you look at what it could do for the community at large. We then moved the legacy from Jimmy Coleman to Dr. Norman Francis, who encouraged me to leave International City Bank to come to Liberty Bank. I turned him down twice, so he partnered with my then, who's now my wife, Risa McDonald, to encourage me to make the move. So he got together with Risa, and Risa did a novena at St. Jude's on me, and Dr. Francis, the third time, was successful in getting me to move over to Liberty Bank. I make that connection because junior achievement and the mission of junior achievement is real. And so the support of everyone in this room, the continued support of everyone in this room, is very important to the community. So I take this legacy, I take it from Jimmy Coleman Sr., I take it to my wife, Risa, who encouraged me, I take it to Dr. Norman Francis, and I also like to thank my son because he was the one with the initiative to get us over $1 billion. So when you look at entrepreneurship, and he was the entrepreneur in our family, he would always hustle a business. And that's very important for young people to really understand that and to get that experience. And I'll close with giving you one example of what our institution means, one example of what junior achievement means in growing a community. I hope I don't embarrass him, but Ronnie Burns, who's one of our board members, he was one of our early employees of the bank. And we put him in charge of the Junior Achievement Project in his early stage of banking. Ronnie Burns has grown from that early stage of banking into an entrepreneur who has contracts with 16 airports, parking facilities around the country. He employs over 500 people and has a payroll of $25 million. That's just one example of what entrepreneurship means and what junior achievement means. So I would like to ask you, beg you, to be very supportive of junior achievement, to dig a little deeper. And I have to confess, I told Larry and staff tonight that they really should raise the cost of the tables because the funds that they receive is very worthwhile in building our community, in building young people. So I have Todd here. I don't know whether he wants to say a few words, but I'm going to close by thanking everyone once again. And Todd, why don't you close it out?
Sure. Thank you all. I saw a lot of our clients here, a lot of our supporters here. And just back to the staff, so Matt Sims, Isabel Sims, Jamie Collins, Ronnie Burns officially, Sheila Burns, my wife, Crystal, my mom, Risa. We have board members in the crowd, Kim Boyle, as well as David Francis. Thank you all. But, you know, like Bakari said earlier, I don't have a scan code up here like Bakari did, but we need your business. We want to be in business for another 52 years, and we're open for business, and we're open to provide financial services and products to everyone, not only in this room, but across the country. So thank you all for this honor. Good night.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa, very much. Thank you, Alden and Todd. That was really incredible what you've accomplished and continue to accomplish. And I know, Todd, it'll go on for another 52 years and well beyond. So thank you for the legacy, and thank you for those words. Our next award of the evening is a very special one as well. It honors an individual who has demonstrated business excellence and integrity and the leadership, vision, civic mindedness, particularly in this case, and incredible impact over a lifetime. The past Business Hall of Fame honorees have selected this individual from within the ranks of the other Lifetime Achievement Award honorees. And this year we have a truly remarkable individual, and I want to welcome to the stage Daryl Berger and Jimmy Morin to introduce our Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, Mr. Roger Ogden. Roger.
Okay. Hello. Daryl and I have known Roger for over 50 years, so we initially thought that we might, we saw the Tom Brady roast here about 2 weeks ago, and we thought we might go there, and just do the roast, because we could match that roast if we could, but the answer is we decided to back off of that because Roger deserves more than that. So I'll be the lead act here. Daryl's going to back me up. But Roger and I first met 58 years ago at LSU, my freshman year, fraternity rush. But from that first meeting, I sensed that I had met a special person. During our college days at LSU and at Tulane, we were both there together. I watched Roger as he planned his future while deciding what was best possible future would be. Well, thankfully for me and for him, becoming governor of the state of Louisiana one day did not work out. As the song goes, thank God for unanswered prayers. After a few years in the professional working world, Roger and I both still in our 20s, it was Roger's idea for us to quit those jobs, become business partners, and go into business developing shopping centers, something we knew nothing about. Counting on ambition, hard work, and a lot of luck, some way or the other, it worked out. Roger has been honored in the past for his outstanding civic work and leadership. But this award tonight is not about that. It is about his very successful business career spanning 50 years. But in so many ways, success in business as a community leader draws to the same qualities as civic leadership does. Leadership, motivation, courage, and persistence. I have experienced firsthand Roger's business acumen and strong entrepreneurial work spirit. It has been truly an inspiration all of these years to work with him. Roger, thank you for bringing me along for the ride. He talked me into this, by the way, this partnership. And congratulations for being honored tonight as the recipient of the Junior Achievement Lifetime Achievement Award. And now for the star of the program, Daryl Berger.
Well, I disagree with Jimmy on that, as well as the fact that actually Roger deserves to be roasted, but we decided to go gentle tonight. So it's my privilege to join Jimmy in co-introducing our remarkable friend, Roger Ogden. If I was even to try to summarize the extraordinary achievements and accomplishments of Roger, I'd need about an hour and a half. But I only have 2 minutes, so I'll simply comment on 3 things. Roger as businessman, Roger as business partner, and Roger, this amazing individual whom we all know and admire. First, Roger as businessman. We all know Roger from his ubiquitous public persona, an incomparable leader in philanthropy, art, and countless civic endeavors. But, as Jimmy mentioned, tonight's award is focused on business. And make no mistake, Roger is a superb businessman. In business, he's obviously whip smart, but Roger also possesses a much more important quality that goes beyond just being smart. Roger is also very wise, and don't ever confuse being smart with being wise. Throughout his business career, Roger has exhibited remarkable instincts in identifying intrinsic value in real estate, seeing what others don't see, and thinking many steps ahead. Then fashioning strategies necessary in maximizing the potential value that he has identified. Indeed, throughout his business career, Roger has been the ultimate strategic and intuitive real estate investor. Next, a word on Roger as business partner, a relationship which I've been blessed for 40 years. Besides his exceptional personal skills, Roger possesses the absolutely most important attribute of any business partner, and that is total integrity and total trust. Now, as partners, we don't always see things the same way. Indeed, we often have quite differing points of view. But in our partnerships, this has actually been a great strength. We look at a complicated deal, different perspectives are brought to the table, we agree on a solution, and once agreed, we move forward, and there's no second guessing and no looking back. That's the definition of a great business partner. Finally, Roger Ogden as our greatly admired friend. Roger as this amazing, special individual. If there's one phrase that defines Roger Ogden's life and work, it is this: Roger always seeks to do the right thing. Whether it's in business or partnerships or in his endless civic work, Roger is always doing what is right. That is the ultimate principle which guides his entire life. So, with all of those qualities, plus many more, Roger has received every type of award imaginable: for philanthropy, for the arts, for human rights, for schools, the Loving Cup for community service, and the list goes on and on. But in addition to all those other attributes, this coveted award tonight is about a lifetime of achievement in business. And there could be no more deserving recipient than our wonderful friend, Roger Ogden. Roger, congratulations. And please come up and join us and Jimmy will rejoin here for the presentation.
Oh, come.
Yeah, stand here.
Little picture. You should be in the middle. Okay, I'll hold this. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jimmy and Daryl. Most of us in our business careers have one important chapter, especially where we are founding something. And I've been fortunate to have two incredible chapters. The first one with Jimmy in founding Sterling Properties and the meteoric success that we had, only to be followed by, after about 10 years, the meteoric downfall when the banks decided that they weren't going to renew loans, even though we never missed a payment. And so we went to holy hell for about 8 years, and we never left each other's side, and there were other key people with us. So that was one heck of a life experience, and I know I'm a better person, and Jimmy agrees he's a better person, and we're better partners from having gone through that. With Daryl, it was almost the opposite. I had promised Jimmy many, many years ago that I would pass the baton to him to run the company. I was the first CEO. I think it was for 19 years, I think. And it was time. It was time to pass that baton. Daryl and I, meanwhile, had been doing some things together. Daryl invested with Jimmy and me in Sterling, and then our friendship, which supersedes, just like with Jimmy, supersedes the business side of it by a large amount. So the second chapter began in a totally different way. I didn't start a damn thing. I folded into an existing thing that Daryl had fallen. That was the burger company. And the thrill of those years was because Field, my son, is a science guy and one of the best surgeons in New Orleans. And I would never, I would never want him to leave his passion to do the business thing. And yet, all the burger kids were very much into real estate. So working with Daryl Jr. and working with Allie a little bit, a lot with Brandon, and looking forward to a lot more with Ryan. I've had it all. I just feel like the luckiest, most blessed person because I got to do the daddy thing with his kids, and I didn't have to pay all that expensive tuition at Vanderbilt and MIT and Virginia, where all the kids went. So how lucky can an individual be? And so those two chapters mean a lot. And Daryl and Jimmy both hit on it. There is no doubt that I have cherished my business career. I even cherish my business career more than I cherish fly fishing in Montana, and that's tough. So this award and this recognition really hits, as they both said, on something that means a great, great deal to me. And so thank you both for your eloquent words. I'll just close out by saying that when Greg called me back in December to tell me I had been selected for the Lifetime Achievement Award, Ken happened to be sitting in my home office when the call came in. So he didn't quite know because he only heard my end of it, but he got the gist of it, and he said, so what was that about? And I said, well, Greg Rusevich reached out to me to let me know that I've been selected for the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he knew that I had always been the introducer for T.G. Solomon and for Sidney Bestoff and for Daryl about 2 or 3 years ago. I guess kind of like the bridesmaid, but never the bride. And so it did mean a lot, and so I was really pretty hyped up. And he said, well, Roger, he said, dude. I said, yeah. He said, you know what that call means. It means that you are deep into the fourth quarter. And my balloon popped. I mean, it just, all the air came out of it. So to Chad Berg and all of his work as the chairman of the board of Junior Achievement, to Larry and to Melissa, with whom I've worked since she had her babies. And I think when we talked tonight, earlier when we were getting into all this, that baby is now 17 years old, if I've got my numbers right, and headed off to college. So I used to talk with her while the baby was crying, and she was always worried. I said, I love it. I like it. And so, my goodness, how time flies. And so to my family and to Junior Achievement, thank you so very much. There's so many more people to speak and be honored. I really prefer talking about others than myself. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger. Roger, I rarely, I think, would disagree with Ken, but I have to say that I don't think anybody in this room thinks that you're at the end of the fourth quarter. So think your first quarter. Thank you, Roger. And Roger, we're the ones that are blessed to know you. Thank you very much. Be friends of yours. Thank you. We love you, Roger. So we're now ready to honor our 2024 Hall of Fame laureates. Please hold your applause until the video of each honoree has been played, as well as their acceptance speeches. I want to begin with a very special laureate, the video of Kim Boyle. Could that, please, for Kim Boyle. Could that video, please, could the video of Kim Boyle please begin?
I've been with Phelps Dunbar for 23 years. On June 2024 makes 23 years. And basically where I see our law firm going, we're really focused on strategic growth. We just merged with an excellent law firm in Memphis, Tennessee. So I see us continuing over the next several years to be very focused on growth, but very strategic growth. Phelps is extremely involved in not just the local community, statewide community, and even on a national level. After Katrina, as we all know, the city was completely decimated, and the firm was very involved in the recovery efforts, and in fact, the firm supported me probably 75 to 80% of my time. I was focused on recovery efforts for the city of New Orleans and the state of Louisiana. I'm really proud of the work we did after the pandemic, working with other law firms to raise money to actually be able to feed and provide services to many of the frontline workers in hospitals during the pandemic. So Phelps, while being a phenomenal law firm with great lawyers, has always been a real member of the New Orleans community and the greater community. The list is so long of people who have helped me, but I always start off with a quote from Justice Revius Artigue, who's the first African-American justice on the Louisiana Supreme Court. He used to always tell us, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And I've always taken that very seriously. So my parents obviously were my primary and remain my primary motivators, supporters. But in my legal career, the list is endless. My parents taught my brother and myself, to whom much is given, much is expected. And it's always been very important to me that in addition to hopefully being a very good lawyer, which I hope I am, is to also work in the community, to work with groups or to work with individuals who need a little help. So my ambition is to continue to serve the community in ways that are meaningful and bluntly in ways the community needs. Well, I think Junior Achievement has a critical role in all of the issues related to young people learning how to be an entrepreneur, but even on a more basic level, learning how to manage your own money. We always assume that just because, we get older, you know how to manage money, you know how to start a business. These are not things that come readily to really any of us. The fact that Junior Achievement is here, the fact that Junior Achievement works with our young people, telling them, what is a business plan? How do you put a business plan together? If you say you're gonna be an entrepreneur and run your own company, what type of training do you need to do that? And that's why this recognition from Junior Achievement is so very, very important to me. I think we have many obstacles facing the city, but we've got to stop being negative. We've got to start focusing on what's positive about the city and build upon those positive things to try to address the things that need improvement. Obviously, our educational system as a whole continues to need improvement, but all of us have got to work together to try to address that issue. But we've got to rally together in order to do that.
Kim, come on up. Where are you, Kim? There you are.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. Before I start, I would like to recognize Mr. Johnson, Bakari Johnson. Stand up. This young man who's here with his mother and his little sister, he really illustrates to me what Junior Achievement is about. This young man who's a sophomore in high school stood in front of this room of about 400 or 500 business leaders and gave a phenomenal speech. I walked in while he was rehearsing. So Bakari, well done. Well done. And that leads me to my brief remarks before Melissa kills me. I've been reading over the last few months, there are a number of articles in the New York Times, the Wall Street Post, discussing the fact that young adults have a very different financial trajectory than their parents, than we did. They're taking on more debt. A lot of young adults can't afford to buy a house. They're financially dependent upon their parents for rent, for phone bills, for paying their car note, health care, even into their early 30s. That is not what we expect when we finish school and go out into the world of work. So the lack of financial literacy in many young people, whether we're talking about student loan debt, spending too much for a car, spending too much in general, causes many people to make very bad financial decisions that can have lasting, lifetime, and costly effects. However, because of this institution, because of this organization, because of Junior Achievement, that does not have to happen. Because this organization, Junior Achievement, has been the primary and the largest organization in this country that provides young people with the tools that they need. The tools they need, a knowledge base, a skill set, to create their own financial success story. You can write your own narrative to financial success working through Junior Achievement, not just as a student, but in the future. This is an organization that provides the foundational support for our children to really go out in the world, go out into the world of work prepared, know what it takes to be successful in the world of work. And it provides the opportunity for them to be their own bosses and run their own companies, as many of our laureates have done. One writer has said, ignorance and unreadiness walk hand in hand, blind to the opportunities that lie within the pages of knowledge. Junior Achievement makes sure that our youth, our children, our students in Junior Achievement have the pages of knowledge. It is about the future, it's not about the past. So I'd like to thank my fellow laureates. I am beyond honored and privileged to be in a class of such successful, outstanding, wonderful people who contribute to this community every single day. Thank you, Junior Achievement, for the work that you do in instilling work readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy in our youth, and our youth like Bakari Johnson, because he represents what Junior Achievement is about. Thank all of you for your support for the important work of Junior Achievement and for being here this evening. I'd like to thank my family and friends who are sitting at that table 8, who are here to support me. Seriously, they are here to support me because my parents can't be here tonight. So thank you. And I thank and receive this award in the memory of my amazing parents, Ernest and Connie Boyle, who taught me that there are no limitations to what we can achieve when we work hard and we are prepared. Thank you for this tonight.
Thank you. What a class act. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Okay, now we have another superstar coming. Please enjoy the following video of Ryan Burks. Video, please.
Rycross Construction, we're a commercial roofing contractor. That's our core competency. We were started in 2002 by my wife and myself. And the name is an acronym for the members of our family, Ryan, Caleb, Ariel, Ryan, and Stephanie. We started here in our home in Louisiana, and we've kind of expanded over the years, and now we have 4 offices here in Kenner, Atlanta, Austin, Texas, and Tampa. And the future for us is really just expanding on our base. We have probably 2 more office expansions. We can provide more opportunities by getting bigger. And so that's really what the mission is now. Make the organization big enough so that you can not only help our family, but other families. Rycross gives back into the community in various ways over the years. We've done a lot of donations to various nonprofits throughout Metro New Orleans. And one of the biggest things that we do, primarily at local food banks in Atlanta and New Orleans and Austin. It's easy to write checks, but it comes more from the heart when you actually, boots on the ground. But I would say I define success as primarily, having a dream or a vision and then being able to commit to that. To me, you're successful when you put enough energy and effort to see that your dream has come to fruition. And for me, I think one of the keys to success for me is just having that grit and that fortitude, and I kind of guess I've learned that from watching my dad. I do this primarily because I think I was born for this. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. As a kid, I would go out and wash cars and cut grass. So that part of it, that work ethic was kind of embedded me as a young person. I grew up in construction. So it's not new, You know, roofing is just kind of a niche that I kind of fell into, but construction has always been in my blood, and I love it. But I also love to see people grow and develop. I get a joy of seeing other people's dreams fulfilled. Advice I would give aspiring entrepreneurs is, and you have to ask yourself, you know, questions such as, do I really want to make the tough decisions? And can I handle the pushback that comes with when you make a bad decision? Because you're going to make some, right? There's a level of a responsibility and accountability of being a leader. And once you're an entrepreneur, you lead not only that organization, those people's lives depend upon you. I think two of the biggest things I see that New Orleans faces, I think you have a battle between cultural and historical preservation and the economic wave of new. There's a battle there that has to try to find some balance, because the city wants to grow and needs to grow, but then they want to hold on to the historical and cultural elements. The next thing for the region is there have to be an elimination or a reduction in the parochialism. We don't all feel that we're from New Orleans. And that's because if you don't build and everybody feels like they're part of the core really doesn't grow. Then you have a bunch of little small independent things. And if we can build that collaboration for the region, I think the whole region will develop better.
Ryan, where are you, Ryan? Come on up. There, you're right there. We're neighbors. Hey, you're here. Want me to hold that for you?
Yeah, please, thank you.
Go get it.
Kim, you make me feel bad. I didn't bring a folder, I didn't bring anything. Okay. Good evening, everyone. You know, I am truly humbled and grateful for this honor and this acknowledgement. You know, I've heard about the intense debate that goes on with the selection committee during the evaluation of potential laureates. To the selection committee, please know that your work was not in vain. You all have made outstanding decisions of this year's laureates, especially me. I would like to begin my remarks by recognizing my family members. First and foremost, my wife, Stephanie, who was unable to be here tonight because she's attending my nephew's high school graduation ceremony. Next, I must extend a heavenly honor to my late father, Edward Burks, and my father-in-law, Louis McLendon, both of whom passed away in 2021, but are forever in my heart. Thirdly, allow me to bestow love and honor to my lovely mother, Claudette Madier, who's here along with my 3 children, Ariel, Ryan II, and Caleb. Thank you. Lastly, I must acknowledge my other family members and friends in attendance. I'm very appreciative and thankful to you all. You know, I have had the desire to be an entrepreneur ever since I was 10 years old. My mother hated to see me sitting idle, so she would tell me to go wash windows or cut grass in the neighborhood. By the time I was 13 years old, I had become so proficient with working that my mother never had to buy me school clothes ever again. My father would tell me, son, sometimes you have to burn the midnight oil, which meant to him sticking with a task until it was completed, regardless of what effort it required or the pain that you had to endure. ultimately whenever he said it was done. My parents taught me work ethic and grit, which I've carried with me throughout my life, but especially into business. Even though the path of entrepreneurship was indeed a passion of mine, I've never chose the path for the sake of recognition. My sole mission was simply to provide a better quality of life for my family and to secure the future of my children. The results of that decision was the blessing of being able to impact the lives of hundreds of people, families, and organizations. My journey in life and business aligns directly with Junior Achievement's mission. Junior Achievement believes in possible. Junior Achievement believes in helping young people discover what's possible in their lives. With the help of my mother, father, wife, and in-laws, I've been able to hone in on my own mission. Through belief, dedication, and commitment to what's possible, my team and I have been able to build a $30 million regional commercial roofing enterprise, and we're en route to $50 million. Years ago, a friend of mine jokingly asked, "Can anything good come out of New Sarpy?" I replied and said, "Yes, indeed, I am it." Therefore, I stand here with pride and conviction knowing that this boy from New Sarpy, Louisiana, with a population of 1,100 people, has proven what's truly possible. And I just want to say to my mother, your baby boy has arrived. So thanks to Junior Achievement, to my fellow laureates, and to everyone else who came out to help us celebrate this moment. I thank you for the honor. I thank you for the recognition. I wish God's blessing upon you all. Thank you.
Beautiful words. Thank you, Ron. God bless you. Now it just keeps going with spectacular leaders. Please begin the laureate video now of Michelle Douglas.
Hines School was originally founded in 1952. In fact, we just celebrated our 70th anniversary. At the time of Hurricane Katrina, we lost our Hines School due to the floodwaters, yet we didn't lose our spirit to rebuild. And I think that's where the entrepreneur in me came out, is in my quest to reopen my livelihood, the thing I love to do the most. I was the assistant principal at the time of the storm, and we put together a charter, and we wanted to redo public school a little differently. And it's been a really interesting career path for me to take, coming from the classroom to traditional leadership to charter leadership. We continue to evolve and develop to meet the needs of our students. Our school model is different in that it is not a one-size-fits-all system. And I think that's truly the success that we have. We train our teachers to also be leaders and thinkers and problem solvers. From that success, we've been able to take Hines Charter Lakeview as a single site, move it up to an A+ rating in the state system for several years, have an incredible demand for student enrollment, great teacher retention, and we were able to leverage that and replicate to 2 other campuses. Hines UNO is special and different because it's a partnership with the University of New Orleans, which is another entrepreneurial venture that the charter law allows us to have. And then Hines Parkview came online in 2021, and it's now in its 3rd year of operation. I've always thought of myself as an educator, Yet the passion of education and married with the business of running the operation as a mini school district or a single site, as I began to see this charter movement truly as entrepreneurial is when I really started to lean in on the opportunities that it gave. Of course, we have a contract with the local school district and could not be where we are without the support of Orleans Parish School Board and the surrounding organizations that help sustain this charter movement. I have always been a supporter of junior achievement. I saw it as an opportunity for our students and our teachers to be involved in not only the local community, but also building leaders. Our mission at Hines is quality education, shaping leaders for a changing world. And we don't take that mission lightly. We look for opportunities that help us build and sustain that mission. Junior achievement is one of the ways we do that. To me, even once serving on the board of JA, I could see from the inside what it afforded our students. I've also loved the way that junior achievement has evolved over the years to meet the needs of the growing standards in the state, from an after-school program to really teaching about supply and demand and lessons that were built to get students interested in understanding how the economy works. I think today's world will be better with a bunch of students growing up to be adults that understand the system of economics and how to be financially literate. And I feel like it's our responsibility as educators to bring forth those experiences to students that they may not get in a day-to-day or in their own household. And JA offers that. My favorite thing about coming to work every day is getting to see the joy and the smiles on the students' faces. And even if it's a bad day or a rough time, people still have that sense of camaraderie and we're in this together. You get this like synergistic feeling of momentum that you can't really put into words. It's a feeling you get when you walk through our buildings.
Michelle, come on up, Michelle. Please come to the stage. Where are you? There you come.
Good evening, everyone. I brought a book to read. It'll be your nighttime story. No, all jokes aside, thank you so much for this honor, Junior Achievement, to the selection committee, to the board of directors, as well as the staff. You're incredible. And I'm truly humbled to be part of this class, the 40th anniversary, the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. As I round out my 34th year in public education, I know I don't look that old. I started teaching when I was 15. I'm especially grateful for the last 18 years because in those years I've gotten the chance to develop Hines Charter School Corporation under the charter school system, doing public school differently here in New Orleans. And I'm here tonight with so many people who've supported me along the way. And I must say, my husband, Chuck, you put up with a lot. My family, my friends, my colleagues, my coworkers, board members, to all of you, thank you so much. To my sister who let me start the school in her dining room for her old Metairie home at the time when we were all flooded out in New Orleans, I appreciate that too. But it's in moments like these that I turn to literature or books to find inspiration in a way to express gratitude or maybe to motivate someone else. And tonight, I just want to highlight a simple story by Kobe Yamada. It's What Do You Do with a Chance? Because in 2005, we found ourselves with a chance in the city to do things a little differently. So in this story, a young child is presented with an unexpected opportunity, and initially fear and doubt held the child back, leading to many missed opportunities. However, over time, the child learns to embrace chances, realizing that seizing the moment sometimes opens the door to new possibilities and growth. As entrepreneurs, we are no strangers to those moments, and I'm certain that many of you out there, including my fellow laureates, have faced pivotal moments with uncertainty and risk. Yet it is our willingness to step forward and to lean into the unknown, or maybe take a leap of faith, that defines our path to success. Tonight, let's celebrate the courage that it takes to overcome, to embrace chances through new ventures of uncharted markets, and remember the lesson from this little book. And I hope you get to read it one day. It's a great book to give someone who's about to take a big chance. Never let fear dictate your actions, but through enthusiasm and hard work, you can do what this young person did. So what do you do with a chance? You take it. And I'm so glad I took that chance back in 2005. As a young person whose school was lost in the Katrina floodwaters, an opportunity to do something different and something that could make a real meaningful impact on this community. Today we serve 1,700 students, and Hines will grow to serve 2,300 in the next couple of years as our schools become fully grown. And it's the entrepreneurship portion of the charter school law that I believe that we must lean into and take advantage of. I feel like so many opportunities exist for community members such as you to become involved in that. And I want to encourage you tonight to take that chance to become involved and to really do something for the community if you can. So here's to the chances that we've all taken and the opportunities that may lie ahead, and the remarkable journey that we will continue to navigate together in this community. Congratulations to all of my fellow laureates, to Mr. Ogden for your Lifetime Achievement Award, and thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for taking the chance. Worked. Beautifully done. Thank you very much. Okay, where are we now? Sorry about that. 1 second. There we are, Michelle. Sorry. Okay, we're back online. Well, now we have Greg Fern. So that was disheveling me a little bit, Greg. You know, it's throwing me for a loop. So that's fantastic. So please play the video of Greg Fern.
I've been with LCMC Health and Children's Hospital, who started it, for almost 25 years now. We represent 8 hospitals in the greater New Orleans area. We were essentially founded in 2009 when Children's Hospital acquired Turo. I'm most proud of our employees. We have over 15,000 great team members who wake up every day and care for our community. We also have an academic component of our mission, so we're training the next generation of healthcare professionals. But it's our people that make us special. They provide that little something extra each and every day. We're a nonprofit healthcare organization. We give back by taking care of our community. We also give back by being one of the largest employers in the city. The patient population that we serve at a number of our hospitals, especially Children's Hospital, in its provision of health care to all those who need it, regardless of their ability to pay. And we do that at a University Medical Center as well, which replaced what was Charity Hospital. Cares for the most vulnerable patients in our community. At the end of the day, people matter. Whether they're your employees, whether they're your friends, your relatives. I think if you approach leadership in a way that cares about people, you'll be successful. I guess I would point to Hurricane Katrina as a major turning point or influence in my life. I was here for Hurricane Katrina at Children's Hospital. I was part of a team that evacuated over 100 children following the storm. And it was through that event I learned quite a bit about leadership. And so it was at that point I knew I had a desire to move up in leadership. And through that event gained the confidence and I guess courage to know that I could do it. My advice to anyone who wants to start a business or be in leadership at the highest level is it's really that courage and conviction and confidence to move something forward. So how you show up matters. So you have to show up with confidence and conviction, and people will follow, and that'll make you successful. So New Orleans, the greater New Orleans area, our region, I love it here. And we have such great opportunity. We pull off fun like no other city in the world. And we do it well. Imagine if we did that with entities or businesses that wanted to move to New Orleans. If we could execute on that like we execute on fun, that would be a huge difference for this city. So in my job at LCMC Health, I certainly deal with people issues, politics, strategy. Healthcare is complex. It's hard to want to take that time to go out and visit the other hospitals and round with leaders and visit patients. But every time I do it, I come back and I said, I wish that's all I had to do. You get a lot back from it once you do it. I love it and wish I had time to do it more.
Greg? Yeah. Greg?
All right. Good evening, everyone. I forgot my smiley face mask. Kim, thank you for your comments about the spending habits of our younger generation. I have my children here tonight. They needed to hear it. Thank you to Junior Achievement of New Orleans. Great recognition. I couldn't be more humbled, and as I think about it, I think being humbled or feeling that way, you could put a level of intensity behind it. And so coming into the night, looking at our laureates and all that they have achieved, all that they've accomplished, I got to tell you, I was feeling pretty humbled. So I got here early and put on my medal, and then I started running into people that had this medal on. People like Henry Coaxum and Ronnie Burns and Paul Flower and Daryl Berger, Suzanne Medier, David Kirstein, David Gallo, Roger Ogden. And I'm like, okay, the intensity's up. Pretty impressive group of individuals that have been recognized in the past and those that have been recognized tonight. And then to listen to Daryl Berger, a great friend, a mentor. Daryl, congratulations on the Loving Cup. And to listen to Roger Ogden, who's also a friend and a major supporter of mine. Thank you. It means a tremendous amount. I would say this honor is not just a reflection of my journey, but it is a celebration of the 15,000 plus employees or extraordinary team members that represent LCMC Health and all the healthcare providers that I've been able, that I've had the privilege to work with for nearly 3 decades. I started my healthcare journey at Children's Hospital where I learned the true culture of compassion and empathy and what it takes to really go that extra mile. I like to say it's that little something extra that you have to provide to kids. It's not as easy when they need to see a healthcare provider. Their families have to take off work. You have to bring them to the hospital. They might have to take them through the rain and weather. And so there's a little something extra that goes into it. And I would say that little something extra is sort of the DNA that permeates all of us at LCMC Health. Throughout my career, I've witnessed sort of healthcare's evolution and the challenges, the highs and lows. Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Ida, COVID pandemic, and our team has always faced those situations of adversity head on and emerged stronger, and it allows us to build resiliency and build services like burn and level 1 trauma and pediatrics and behavioral health that the city needs so desperately. So as I look to the future, I believe that we will, and no doubt, have more challenges to overcome in healthcare, but we'll continue to innovate, push the boundaries, redefine what's possible in healthcare, and remain guided by our unwavering commitment to care for this community. Thank you again to Junior Achievement. Started off by talking about feeling humbled, and I sort of want to bring it full circle. So as I was out in the reception area, Bakari came up and introduced himself. He wanted to meet me because he had received care at Children's Hospital that I could tell significantly helped him. He then proceeded to tell me that he wants to be a neurosurgeon. So all you business guys out here, we already got him at LCMC Health. But that really does, I think, for me, for all of us tonight, it should bring it full circle. And lastly, I want to thank my wife, Sarah, for all her support, my daughter, Betsy, and my 2 boys, Charles and Williams. They are here tonight. They've been giving me little comments throughout the evening, but delighted that they're here tonight. I'm proud of them and proud of all the support that they've provided me. And lastly, thanks again to Junior Achievement and all that you're doing for this community and our future leaders. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you very much. Okay, now we've got Lee Giorgio up. So please, let's play the video of Lee.
I'm most proud of Select Property and the fact that we've been here for 43 years. So that's quite an accomplishment. I've been very proud of the company because of the people and my employees. We started the Jefferson Chamber some 25 plus years ago. I was the first chairman of the board there. I've been able to serve in leadership with Jefferson Business Council, the Metropolitan Crime Commission. I sit on the Oshner Board of Directors for the Foundation Board. I sit on the Delgado Foundation Board as chairman, and the list goes on. So, but it's given me the opportunity to take leadership roles in those organizations. Don was my business partner, Don Moffitt. Originally, I was with the Federal Reserve Bank as a vice president, and I met Don, and for 2 years he kept getting me to want to come into real estate business with him, and finally I gave in, but he was very inspiring to me. He was gotten into originally with insurance and then started getting into real estate and investments. And that's what won me over. My mom had the wisdom, and my dad could outwork anybody. So the values I learned from them were tremendous. If you had 3 boxes she'd make me sign off on. And one is you better always appreciate. Number 2 was you always live up to your potential. And number 3 is you've always got to give back. And I lived those 3 boxes all my life, and I've been blessed for it. We have infrastructure that we have a bunch of challenges with today, but there's opportunity with all of those. Where we sit here today is the Ochsner Center of Nursing and Allied Health. And this building is a result of the challenges we've had in the past and the age of our old nursing school, which was downtown and was ready for modernization. And the opportunity came to build a new building with through partnerships and through the state bond program. I had the opportunity by sitting on the board and chairing the board at Delgado, as well as being on the foundation board at Ochsner, to put the collaboration together and come back in and build this building. Ochsner stepped up and invested in the building. So this is just a symbol of what we can do in the community and workforce development. And again, it's just turned out to be a tremendous project in which we're graduating probably 1,000 degrees a year, which is in nursing and allied health. This project was important to me because the community, the needs in medical. We've all heard about the nursing stories and the nightmare stories that we don't have enough nurses, we don't have enough nurses. And the opportunities of developing and training nurses is a good life and a good salary for people. So for our standpoint, it was a perfect match to meet the needs of the medical industry as well as to meet the needs of the people in the community with good paying jobs. And again, it's more than just a job, it's building business, building the community, and you like what you do. It doesn't really, I'm a workaholic, but it really don't feel like work. It's an enjoyable, lifestyle.
Where are you, Lee? Come on up, Lee.
Thank you very much.
Well, I want to thank the Academy for this nomination. Even though my film probably won't win, it was a good experience, and I'm in it with a good group of laureates. So thank you so much for the search committee. This is really a special night to me. I am a JA graduate from 1965. It was on Camp Street, and I think I learned something about business, but I got some great dates. I went to Holy Cross High School, and there wasn't much opportunity there, but anyway. But it was a great experience, and I went on later in life, and I worked with the Federal Reserve Bank, and I asked my managers to volunteer with JA back on Camp Street years ago. So my history is long with JA, and I have a lot of appreciation. And my company's been around for 43 years, so I guess I learned something through the experience. So it makes it really special. I come here as looked up to as a leader, but that's never the case. That for a real leader, you need support, and you need the village to carry you. And I've been blessed in my life and with family. My daughters, Jamie and Kelly, Melanie, my partner in life, and my cousin Joe and Cheryl and others that just joined in from a family standpoint and bought into it, and my employees for all these years that trusted me, drank the Kool-Aid, and gave me the opportunity to take leadership roles in the community. And that was very, very, very special to me. And 43 years is a long time, and we've had a good run. And again, all of it comes together. But the fact of what we've done and what we've been involved with is if you want to build business, you got to build community. And with that, I've sit on a number of boards and a number of things and challenges we've taken on. And again, it's through that building community, it does build business. So I've been very blessed with that. And to my employees today, as well as my employees for the last 43 years, the opportunities they've given me to build community and to build business has been wonderful. I'm going to stick to the 2 or 3 minute assignment I got before I got here, so I didn't write a lot, but coming from the heart is I really appreciate it. JA is a wonderful organization, and I look forward to doing more stuff with them in the future. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Lee. Yeah, Lee humbly says he sits on a number of boards. Honestly, regionally, I don't know a board he doesn't sit on. I'll walk in any room and there's Lee, and he's running the meeting. So congratulations, Lee. And now, last but least, our final laureate of the night. What? Said last but not least. What? What? What's wrong with that? It's not bad. It's not insulting. What? It's complimentary. Bill Hammack, please play the video of Bill Hammack.
I'm very proud of the Link Restaurant Group, and I'm particularly proud of the fact that we do hospitality so well. Last year we had about 850,000 guests come to the restaurants that we own for great food, great drink, and that wonderful, warm New Orleans hospitality. I think every business in New Orleans had to stop and catch its breath after COVID and Hurricane Ida. And you know, we've spent a lot of time thinking about how do we protect the franchise that we have. So we're constantly doing analysis and trying to figure out how best to continue to grow our existing business and look at other opportunities. You know, there are so many people who have helped me during the early stages of my career, particularly mentors who gave me something special, which mostly included building confidence in my ability. I also got involved in something that young people won't even remember today, and that's the Yellow Page publishing business, which was enormously successful. But my partner Don Jones and I saw this thing coming down the pipeline called the internet. We embraced the internet, we brought new technologies to the publishing industry, and it worked out very well. I think the most important thing about management is building teams that have the capability